Hi everyone, it's Leonora. Welcome to Soul Searching Tarot. Welcome to Gemini season. Hi Geminis, happy birthday. Um, if you have Sun, Moon, Rising, and Gemini, this reading can be for you if you resonate with the message. It is a timeless read, so whenever you get to see it is whenever it was meant to be. However, if you do have any other third house placements in your birth chart and you resonate with the message, great. Thank you for hearing these messages. Hopefully they're meant for you to hear at this time, and it clarifies anything that you may need to understand at the moment. All right, so Gemini has a very strong spiritual influence going on at the moment, guys. So astrologically speaking, whether you go by Vedic or Western astrology, there is an undeniable energy going on in the air. I call it some kind of spiritual transformation because that's what's kind of been happening to me. And it doesn't have to necessarily be the first round of spiritual transformation. Maybe for some of you, it could be, your second ascension or your third ascension or your fourth ascension in the spiritual world that we live in. So we have Sun in Gemini. We have Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, all in Gemini. We also have Uranus and Ceres following the energy into Gemini. So I know Uranus is currently in Taurus when it comes to Western astrology, right? But it's going back into Gemini sometime this year. I can't remember, probably in the next month or two. Ceres is also an energy that is heavily influenced. It's a very Neptunian feeling, or energy, I should say, when it comes to Ceres, Ceres. Excuse me. And I think for those who have very strong mutable signs in their chart, so if you have Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, or Pisces in your chart, you are being influenced very strongly by the spiritual ascension, the spiritual transformation, right? So what's going to happen is a lot of you may be going through an ending, right? Whether it's career-wise, relationship-wise, excuse me. For some of you, it may be health, or spiritual, some kind of spiritual ascension, right? Some ending, right? Something like, you used to do this, as a spiritual influencer, or healer or psychic medium. But now the universe is asking you to do this, right? It's a very judgment card kind of moment, right? Where you have no control. It's, from now on, this is what's going to take place. The universe has taken over the reins, and it's like, we're asking you to go through this process, right? So during this process moment, a lot of you maybe have to observe what's around you, right? Don't react, right? It's not the moment to act like an Aries, right? I know the Aries is very strong in the air, with Saturn and Neptune, being influenced by the Aries energy, and it's a lot of impatience and a lot of, ignorance going on in the world right now. And right now it doesn't call for that moment. This is a very strong, again, 5D energy, right? This is not a 3D energy. This is more 5D. So there's no reaction, right? There's no ego during this transformation. This is more of observing, studying, research. For some of you, maybe even traveling. For some of you, initiating a new beginning, right? It is a perfect time to do so. So whatever you do or whatever you're going through, I will love that you end up pulling from your higher self, because it will guide you, right? If it's not your higher self you pull from, then your spirit guides and ancestors, right? But definitely pull from something very, very high vibrational at the moment, okay? So that's my advice, my astrological advice. So again, this reading is for Gemini, anybody with very strong Gemini in their chart. But if you have any third house placements, you're also welcome to listen to this message. If you know anyone with a third house placement, you're also welcome to listen to this message. Okay. I'm going to break this message down in threes. I'm going to freestyle the energy. I'm not gonna go by any specific topic. If career comes out, perfect. If love comes out, perfect. If spirituality comes out, perfect. If an extra dimensional energy comes out, perfect. But I am going to break it in three. So I'm going to read for three kind of different energies. And we'll go from there. I hope that you resonate with at least one of them. Okay. All right. If you're looking for any private readings, I am available at the moment. You could contact me at soulsearchingtarot@gmail.com. That email should be in the description box or profile. And I'm also selling merchandise, guys. So the book Being Human is out on Amazon. You could get the ebook. You could get the paperback if you like. It is affordable here in the States. If you are across seas, you could also get them. Just email me and I'll try to get it to you through mail, because I know Amazon right now across seas is asking for a ridiculous amount of price for that book. Here in the States, not so much. So just let me know. I could definitely try to get that paperback for you, but you could also get it in ebook as well. Oracle 33 has been out, so you could contact me if you are looking to get a new deck in your collection, Oracle deck or Tarot deck. It does have astrology cards and messages, daily messages that you could read for yourself. All right, so let's get started. All right, my Geminis. Let's see. So again, I'm going to freestyle the message. I'm going to start with this card here. Right away card. All right, any messages? Yeah, so again, I'm going to read three different energies. So right now we're going to start with the first energy. All right, so Page of Pentacles, strong earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, if that means anything to you. Some of you may have that in your chart, may know somebody with strong earth in their chart. Wow, and the King of Pentacles, right? We're going to stop there. All right, I already had shuffled these cards anyway, but just shuffling again, just for the purpose of the read. But Page of Pentacles and King of Pentacles, very strong solar energy here. Some of you may be going through a Saturn return. So if you're in your like late 20s to early 30s, or maybe late 40s to early 50s, maybe even mid 50s, some of you may be going through some kind of Saturn return. I'm hearing root chakra, right? Something stemming from childhood or teenage years, stemming from, your childhood home, may need some inner healing. Could be father figure, from what I'm seeing here, that you may need to confront, heal. For some of you, it's a mentor. For some of you, it's some kind of mentor here that you remember as a child, teenage year, maybe your early adult, or maybe you have that going on at the moment, right? This mentor that's masculine, whether it's a female or male, I don't know, but it feels like a very masculine energy nonetheless. I think that this masculine energy also pulls from their feminine energy, being an earth sign here. But yeah, when I see the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles here together, it does feel like for some of you, this is a healing an inner child, and it may have to do with a father figure. this father figure might have passed, right? For some of you, there was a father figure in your life, but this person is no longer alive. Whether you had a good relationship with this father figure or not, that's, everybody's story is different. But for some of you did get along with this father figure or had some kind of connection to a father figure at an early age. This father figure was a provider. You learned a lot from this father figure. For others, this father figure was absent, perhaps had another family while you were growing up. Not really, might have been a provider, right? So maybe paid child support, but perhaps was not there for you emotionally or physically. So nonetheless, overall, it just does feel like an energy that you may have to visit or revisit for some of you in order for something to progress, right? For some of you, it may be financially, right? Maybe financially you're being blocked or something's not, going in your favor, right? A lot of you may be entrepreneurs or in some kind of financial investment. And it's like, okay, it's not going well for me. I'm trying to push, because, all I could do to make this investment work, to make this, finance work for me. But somehow you feel like you're being blocked, right? And it may stem from something that you may have to heal, right? An inner child, inner teenager, early 20s kind of energy, kind of healing moment for you guys. It's kind of what I'm seeing here. I'm looking at both of them, and I'm seeing this, star here, well, pentacles in this case. And I'm like, just looking at this healing process. And the yellow is just like, feels like a healing process that you may have to go through, right? Interesting, because I said in the intro, there is a strong spiritual transformation happening in the air. And it is asking you to process. And through this processing, right, whether it's, processing some kind of trauma, or confronting, yourself when it comes to certain behaviors, or habits, whatever that may be for you, because it's a different story for everyone, it's asking, right, currently it's asking for you to end or shed that old you so you could begin something new in your life, right? And for a lot of you, it may have to do with finance. Some kind of stability foundation, nonetheless, whether it could be family too. It could be family with the King of Pentacles. All right. That was very strong. I don't know if the energy is going to want me to clarify it, but I'm going to use my magic and medium oracle cards to get one last message from it. And we'll move on to the second part of the reading for my Geminis. Anything else you want Gemini to know during this process? All right, so we have glamour, magic, and forgiveness. A lot of you have really strong spiritual gifts, right? You were born with these spiritual gifts, superpowers, whatever you want to call it, healers, psychic. Some of you are very grounded when it comes to the earth. Like, you're very connected to the earth, right? You love all kinds of creatures, You're connected to the grid. You're connected to the trees, the water. Some of you love going camping, or some of you love just walking barefoot on earth, on the ground. But I do feel like a sense of breaking through, like there's a breakthrough when it comes to your spiritual gifts. And I feel like a lot of you help others to walk their path, their journey in this life, right? Whether it's, financial advice, spiritual advice, love advice, you have this kind of niche where you're like, yeah, people come to you and you're like, give them advice, and you are very honest with the suggestions, advice that you give these people, right? Not maybe sometimes you may not get the correct response or thank you for it, because maybe your advice is a little bit too strong, too truthful for them, but nonetheless, it is still very good sound advice. Or maybe they're just not ready to hear it at the moment, right? They're not ready to hear it, but then they come back down the line and they're like, oh, what you said about so and so, or this and that, was correct. And it's because you've been through your own problems, right? You have been through your own spiritual journeys, not journey, but journeys in life. And you've had to forgive, right? You have your forgiveness, right? Whether it's, when it comes to relationships, specifically relationships, I feel, but when it comes to any kind of male father figure, masculine energy, you might have had to forgive to move on, right? It's like, here's this masculine, like just making your life miserable in some shape, form, or other. But you're like, you know what? I'm going to move past this. I'm not going to stay in the same negative energy as this masculine. I'm going to ascend and grow, right? I'm not going to stay stuck in this energy that this masculine wants me to be stuck in. I'm just going to just do my own thing, right? So a lot of you have the ability to logically just move on, understand that there's no way you could fix a relationship with this masculine. All you could do is forgive and move on, right? Whether you talk to this person or not, that's a different story, but you're definitely not in the same energy as this masculine, right? Or masculines that have been in your energy in the past, right? You're very much into taking care of yourself. And again, I see a lot of people coming to you for advice with glamour magic here. Yeah, so that's the first message out. I hope that resonated with you, my loves. Let's go to the second message. I'm going to use my Z Tarot. What's going on? Let's see what my Z Tarot brings. My zombie tarot. All right, let's get started. Let's see. Second message. All right, again, I shuffled all these cards, so I'm just... All right, let's stop there. That was fast. All right, so this came out first. All right, so we have the High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles. Hello. Two very feminine energy. Interesting. Wow. It's very heavy energy here. Interesting, because we have here the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So again, strong earth energy going on, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But with the High Priestess here, some of you may have strong water sign influence. So Virgo, I'm sorry, not Virgo, maybe Virgo, because the earth signs are here. But Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Again, some of you have really strong gifts. Some of you very intuitive. People come to you for advice for a reason, because you were born with this innate ability to see beyond the veil. With the High Priestess here. Ooh, I need my glasses for this one. Where are you? Some of you are really good at making money, right? You guys are hard workers. You take care of yourself. You are financially independent. You don't need no one. You know how to beat the system is kind of what I'm hearing. But also you are aware of, money management. All right. The High Priestess. Okay. Not all. There's something dark going on at the moment for some of you. When I look at the High Priestess, and like I'm looking at how this hand is like trying to touch the High Priestess, right? There's some dark energy going on down here, right? The High Priestess is doing her thing, but there's some darkness trying to latch onto you, right? Because when you vibe off of light and love the way you do, dark energy will be attracted to you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is a cosmic energetic balance going on in this spiritual warfare, where when you illuminate so much light, darkness wants to follow you. Darkness wants to tackle, defeat you, grab you, in some way. Whether it's a 3D or 5D, I don't know, but you would know that more than me. But there is some darkness trying to take a hold of you at this moment, or maybe in the near future, or maybe already has been doing that. And I feel like this dark energy, okay, so for some of you, it's a past person, right? Like a person from the past coming back into your life. And this person is dark and negative, not vibing off of good energy for sure. For some of you, it could be a spirit that you know of, like a spirit that you know of that you may have encountered in this lifetime or in other lifetimes. I don't know, but this spirit knows you. Oof. And for others of you, it could be your own thoughts, right? It could be your own demons, right? Whether you have addiction problems or some kind of habit that is not working for you at the moment, right? Coping mechanism, behavioral, whatever that may be, that you have to replace in order to forget about something that you're dealing with, right? Whether it's emotions or thoughts, I don't know, but it's like this behavior that you put up to the front of the line. This on the surface, people see this behavior from you, but it's misguided energy. You're more triggered or going through some kind of thought process where you're not able to communicate what you're really feeling. So yeah, you, I know I, I said three things there. For some of you, maybe it's all of the above. Others, just one or the other. And it's an energy you could defeat easily, right? It's a dark energy that you could defeat easily. It's not an energy that's going to overcome you. You're able to defeat this energy. Let's clarify this. I'm going to clarify with my Rider-Waite. Look at that. I have the Two of Cups and the Temperance. Some of you have strong Pisces or Sagittarius in your chart, or Cancer in your chart. You may know somebody with strong Sagittarius, Pisces, or Cancer in their chart. All right. So for some of you, it's requiring to love yourself. With the Two of Cups here, this dark energy is asking. Remember, again, going back to the intro, I said Geminis, right? Anybody with strong mutable energy, which is you, Gemini, is going through a spiritual transformation, right? This is a 5D energy. This has nothing to do with the 3D. And the energy is asking for you to end something that's not working for you anymore, right? It wants to give you a new beginning. It wants to give you a new chance. It wants you to see things very differently from what you have seen or experienced before. And if you can't first love yourself and see yourself as a gem, some kind of, high quality being energy, then it's not going to work out for you, right? Because it starts with yourself. The love starts within you first. It could be a past life situation where perhaps in this lifetime, you are being asked to love yourself, right? Maybe you gave too much of yourself, right, to others. Maybe you were the caretaker. Maybe you were some kind of humanitarian, where it always asked you to take care of other people, but not yourself. This could be happening in this lifetime, but I feel like in a past lifetime, this is who you were. Like give, and you hardly ever got anything back, right? Crumbs. You got crumbs back. And it doesn't mean that you don't love yourself, but it's like you don't have time for yourself. But for some of you, yeah. So some of you, you're masking something. You're cloaking a feeling. It could be subconscious feeling. Again, something that happened in your childhood, right? With the first energy, an inner child that needs to be healed. Something that happened in the home. But for others, it's like you're masking an energy, and the way you confront your thought process, your negative energy, or whatever is going on with you that seems dark and heavy at the moment, or whenever that may be for you, what you do is you help other people. You're like, okay, let me help other people, right? This could be career-wise. This could be, you volunteering. This could be, family, within the family unit. People come to you, but you never have time for yourself. And I just feel like this gives me some kind of, I just feel like for some of you, just give me this energy of like, you don't put yourself first. You're not putting yourself first. So it could be just as simple as you putting yourself first and saying no. Just say no. It's time for you to take care of yourself, right? Stop with the negative thoughts. Stop with the self-doubts. I still see someone that needs to heal from something that happened as a child. You're repeating a cycle here. And you have angels and spirit guides like giving you messages. They're there. They're like giving you the red flags. They're like red flags. And I don't know what that may be for you. That could be anything. Strange messages, right? Downloads, spirits appearing, weird shit happening. Like when I look at the Temperance card, it's like weird shit is happening to you. But these, it could be synchronicities. It could be deja vus. It could be you could be getting messages through your dreams, or even your higher self is talking to you, and you're like getting these gut feelings, and you're spending more time alone because you don't fit in anymore, wherever that was for you, whether it was your career, family, relationships, or who you were all these years is like, it's not you anymore. And it's asking you to change, to transform. And you may be going through some kind of crisis in conscious. When I look at the Temperance card, I feel like there needs to be some kind of balance. There's an imbalance going on. For some of you, it could be the root chakra. For some of you, it could be the solar plexus. Either way, it feels like something happened in your childhood that needs to be addressed, needs to be healed, needs to be confronted. This is something that you should not do alone. This is something that you should do with a therapist, a spiritual guide, someone you trust that you connect with. Either one. I don't know who you have in your life, but it's not something you should go through it alone. I do recommend for you to maybe even talk to your spirit guides and ancestors, or whether you had a parent that passed or a grandparent that passed, reach out to them, talk to them. Yes, they passed, but some of you are able to hear them. You're able to communicate with them. These are your guides. These are your spirit guides. These are your ancestors, and they will communicate back to you. I feel like some of you already do that. Very strong energy of some kind of heavy transformational energy going on that needs to be addressed, and you're being blocked, or an energy is being stagnant because you're not addressing something that needs to be healed inside of you, right? It could be your inner child. For a lot of you, it is. For a lot of you, it is your inner child. All right, first card out, Page of Pentacles. Okay. All right, one last message. I'm going to use my Sexual Magic Tarot for this last message. All right, Geminis. Guess I made a mess over here. All right, my loves, what's going on? One last message for my Gemini season. All right, so very strong energy of, I got this Temperance, the Pisces card here. I got the King and Queen of Pentacles. Oh, it's asking you to look within. And I want you to connect to the earth, because earth is very strong here. So whether that may be, taking up some kind of earth science class, or gardening, or, meditating out in nature, connecting to the sun, the moon, the sun. The sun rays are very healing. You could do that. Swim. Wow, look at that. The Temperance card out again. It's very spiritual. This read for you guys. It doesn't feel 3D. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, for sure you guys are being influenced by the cosmos at this moment, or will be influenced by it. So I have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Chalice, which is the Queen of Cups, and the Temperance card. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Yeah, again, some of you are psychic mediums. Some of you are very into your practice, right? Some kind of spiritual practice, whether it's healing, advice, with the Temperance card here. You guys make your own holistic recipes to heal others or yourself, right? You're into holistic and things, right? Very organic. Maybe some of you are eating, organic food, or you're staying away from, meat. So some of you may be vegetarians, or at least, follow a diet that doesn't consist of too much carbs, something like that, right? Some of you are single, but may have lovers. Right? You're single. You're like, yeah, I'm, you see yourself as a single lady, single gentleman, but you have lovers, right? You have friends with the bunny ears. You have friends that you call and ring up and, chat with, and they entertain you. You entertain them. With the Queen of Cups here, there is a specific person that's in love with you, right? Whether you call them your friend, your lover, or whatever that may be for you, right? For some of you, it's your, your partner. But this person's in love with you. Oh my God, they're so in love with you. I see this person and they're like, they love everything about you, right? Your smell, how you dress, the way you walk, the little quirky things you do that, most people would probably be like, what are you doing? You're crazy. But this person loves it. They admire it. They're like, oh, I want more. I want to see more. I want to see something different, right? There is something very different, unique about you that this person loves. And this person likes to gift you things with the Two of Wands here, just to see your reaction. They're like, here's some flowers, here's a card, here's a, I don't know, furniture piece, whatever that may be. Here's an outfit, clothing, shoes, let me pay for your spa, or your car payment, right? Whatever that may be, whatever gift that may be, whatever love language this person has. They may cook for you, massage you, right? Take care of you in bed or out of the bed. There is this beautiful love language that this person has for you. And it's receptive. It's very receptive. I think this person wants to be more than just friends. When I look at this card, Geminis, I think this person's like, I'm ready for the next step. But you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship. Right. For whatever reason that may be, right? Different journeys for all of you. But, and again, some of you have a partner this way, right? This is your partner. This is your, whether it's a live-in partner, your husband and wife, or wife, or a lover or a friend, whatever title you want to give it. Gemini, I'm over you. But it does feel positive. I think this person is a very positive person. Let me tell you something. I can't get over how this person is in love with you. It's so strong. And it's like you're either oblivious or you're like, yeah, I know this person loves me. Can we talk about the next thing? But I think that you should take a moment and acknowledge it, right? I think the healthy thing to do in this relationship is to definitely be grateful for the little things they do for you, right? So a thank you here, right? It could be a thank you meal, a thank you sex, a thank you, whatever, gift, or just the words, a hug, a kiss, make them feel appreciated for what they do for you. It's what I'm seeing here. This person could have strong water or air in their chart. Strong water, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Aquarius, Libra, Gemini in their chart. It doesn't have to be. I just feel like with the combination of water and air in your chart, they know how to love someone, right? They're like, they know exactly what buttons to push to make you be all like, ooh, like, ooh, thank you. But they also know when to stay away and give you that kind of space. When I look at the Two of Wands and the Queen of Cups. All right, I love this energy for you, Gemini, so we're going to end it there. Again, if you need a private reading, I am available at the moment. Just please email me, soulsearchingtarot@gmail.com. You could I think the link is in the bio section, but I could do an email reading. I could do a virtual read, which I've been doing lately. And yeah, a phone read is also good too. We'll go from there. Again, Oracle 33 and Being Human book is out. So if you want to purchase any of my merchandise, you could also reach out to me and I'll give you more information. But otherwise, everything should be in the description box. I love you, Geminis. Wishing you the best. Bye.